Hello, everyone. Hello. Happy Sunday. If you're watching this live. My hair looks greasy. Hi, you guys. Hi, Lois. Hello, my friend. Hi, Mama Dookies. Quasha Jackson, hello. Enos, hello. Matt, hello. Carol E. Kings, Gil, Sabine, Pure Blissful. It's good to be here with you guys. Happy Sunday from Frosty, Texas. Selenite Heartbeat. Tom on Earth. Hello, Tom on Earth. Yes, we are on Earth. We chose to be on Earth. Hi, Karen. Hi, Rolly. 029. Country Fried Hillbilly. I rarely look at the names. Hi, Coach Jen. 17 degrees in Dallas. Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare. Hello, Sam. How are you guys doing? Good morning. I am watching my friend's dog. I have no plan for this live, but I just really felt called to jump on this morning. I'm watching, hi South Africa, I'm watching my friend's dog, and he got sick last night and threw up all over the bed. Hi you guys, how are you feeling? I'm feeling incredible. I don't know if you watched my Untangled last week or the week before, I can't remember. But I was hit with like a real powerful like depression that just came into my space for a couple of days. And I was like, oh, hell no. We ain't doing this. Not today. And I had this like really profound moment of choice where I just said, it's not gonna, you're not taking me down, like whatever these energies are. And I'd been laying in bed for like, since like 3 a.m, just really in these heavy, dense energies. And basically it was like, not today, Satan. And I just got up and made this really powerful choice to say no. And I've felt different, very, very different since then. It's been over a week. I haven't had any, and if you guys know me, you know that I am all about feeling, like just bring on the emotion. I'm good. I can take any emotion. I'm not afraid of emotion. I'm not afraid of any emotion, right? So I'm always going up and down, in and out, show me whatever. But ever since that moment of me saying, get the fuck out of my way, you are not going to get me, like a real profound choice in this like heaviness that was coming in, I've been really peaceful. I've been very, very calm. It's almost a tad bit shocking for me because it's not typically how I live my life. And one of the things I want to share that's just coming in around that kind of darker energy, because I've been doing some sessions, which I don't normally do. And I've been doing some sessions at the beginning of the year because we really are in some really powerful times. And there's a profoundness of being able to choose right now in a way that may not have been as easy, so to speak, right? It's hard to describe because it's energy, but you can imagine it's the difference between like a thick piece of wood and a thin piece of wood. It's easy to knock, it's easy to cut whack the thin piece of wood. It's not so easy to whack the heavy piece of wood, right? So with the heavy piece of wood, like, karate chop it, it may take 6 times and you get exhausted and you just stop karate chopping. But if it's a thin piece of wood, you karate chop it once, it's done, right? So right now, the times that we're in, I don't know why my voice changes. It just does. Just let it be. The times that we're in right now, it's a real thin piece of wood. So you can chop, i.e. choose, and have really drastic differences in your life right now. But you just have to be committed to whatever it is that you're kind of karate chopping. you know? And what's happening to a lot of us is that what we are consuming right now that seems just like, oh, it's no big deal. I'm just watching this, or I'm watching that. I'm listening to this, or I'm listening to that. What we are consuming is infiltrating our minds. And it has the potential right now to sort of create a more heavy blanket of density or darkness around us. And so what that can look like is, you know, you wake up early in the morning and there's just this heaviness you feel, or you wake up and go about your day and there's a heaviness you feel. There's something that's come over you. It doesn't feel like you. You don't know how to get rid of it. Sometimes it can feel like you're almost losing your mind in a way, like, oh my God, what is this? This isn't me. And these are energies. It's not like entities or anything, but it's heavy energies that you're consuming, that are coming into your field and that actually do have an impact. You know, if we talk about how everything's energy, we talk about how this world is energy. We talk about how there's this evolutionary shift in consciousness, which is energy moving into new frequencies or new states. And yet when it starts to actually happen to us, because you can't see energy, you'll never be able to see this profound energetic world that you're in, at least not for quite some time. And so what we're not realizing is that when you watch this live right now, there's energies that you are literally consuming. Like, imagine you're kind of eating energies that are coming in. Right? You turn and you watch a podcast, or you listen to a YouTube, or you're listening to some sort of movie or whatever it is, right? You're consuming it as energy. And what's happening right now on the planet is it's so subtle. It's been subtly building up, but we are much more capable of watching more shock and awe type of stuff than ever before. And it's darker. It's got more fear, way more fear. There's more fear that we're consuming now than we were 5 years ago or 10 years ago, 100%. I'm not talking about violence necessarily, although that's increasing as well. You know, you see all of this like really dark, you know, demonic stuff that's being shown more and more. And we're just somehow looking at it as if it is art, or as if it is just expression. And what I really encourage everyone to pay attention to is when you are consuming, just like you would your food. If you're somebody that, hi Cami, hello there. If you're somebody that loves to be careful what they're eating, right? They eat really healthy foods. You know, you eat really clean. Then I would recommend that you start doing that with what you're consuming in the world. And the way that you can navigate that is, how do you feel beforehand and how do you feel after? How do you feel during? So if you were to eat, you know, a real nasty, gross meal, you know, you feel fine beforehand, you sit down, you start to eat the meal and you're like, ugh, this just feels gross, right? It's like, it feels rotten or heavy or stale or whatever, and you would stop eating it, correct? It's the same thing with what you're consuming. The problem is that in terms of information, problem is with this information that we're consuming, it's hidden behind the guise of, this is important information, we need to have this information, I'm actually helping you, I'm saving you, I'm preparing you, you need to know this. If you don't know this, you won't be able, you know, it's you're blind, or you're unconscious, or you're denying what is. All of these ways in which there's this trickster energy to get you to say, you know what, it doesn't feel good in my body, but I'm going to listen anyways. Really, really, really important right now. And this is this is also discernment, right? Like really discerning. And you'll get to like what feels right and what doesn't. And there'll be a lot of disappointment in that discernment, meaning that, you know, if you start feeling instead of listening, what are you feeling when you listen to somebody? Like, what's that feeling? And this isn't to say that everything that is information that's important to understand right now is going to feel good. Okay, like, there's wars going on. There's somebody really, really close to me that's in Israel right now and experiencing that stuff. And it's very, very hard. It's very, very heartbreaking. It's very difficult. And that's just the reality of what is, right? But I'm not going on and listening to somebody telling me all these horrific things that are happening over there, because that's a consumption that I don't need. Awareness and knowledge is extremely important, but if there's this constant consumption, you want to be careful. It will have an impact on your daily life, right? And so it's this really fine line of navigating the reality of what we're in, right? So, we are in this quite profound, energetic, quote unquote, war, where there are energies on one side and energies on the other, and both energies are simply energy that all came from the same source. It's all the same thing. It's just vibrating at different frequencies, right? So all energy vibrates, and that's how it creates its expression. And so if energy is vibrating slower, it's going to have a denser, more physical, more uncomfortable expression. If an energy is vibrating faster, it's going to have a lighter experience and expression, and it's going to feel better. It's truly that simple. That's it. That's energy in a nutshell. That's the quantum field. That's physics in a nutshell, right? And so here we are standing in this quantum space where everything is available, and we are currently in an intentional evolutionary shift in consciousness, in human consciousness, which means that the human body is going to continue to naturally increase its frequency, which gives the aspect of you called the soul or spirit an opportunity to experience the physical reality in new ways. And that's what's happening, right? But the experience of this dimensional field doesn't go away. So in this third dimensional field realm reality that we live in, that is only one reality, you will experience these things. You will walk outside and there will be people that are mean or angry or manipulative or trying to control you. But there is also people that are kind and receptive and open and loving and caring and joyful, right? It all exists. And what I would pay attention to this year, 2024 is going to be a very, very intense year on both sides, because it is preparing you even more to live through this lens of energy, feeling. So most of you, I would bet, most of you have started to feel more and more, right? You're starting to feel more, feeling more emotion, feeling thought get louder, feeling how you are in relationship or in your job, just feeling more, right? That's what happens. When the body starts to hold more frequency, it starts to become more energetic, which means it starts feeling more and more. The pros of that expression and experience is that you're starting to learn how to navigate the actual reality of this world, which is energetic. So it can't lie. You can't be manipulated, right? You can see through things. You're learning how to trust your intuition. You're starting to follow soul. Soul's actually guiding you. You're starting to step into what's for your highest good. Just beautiful things happen. The cons, of this is that as much as you are feeling into these higher vibrational states and all of this amazing ways in which we're here to live, you're also tapping into the even darker energies on the planet. That gets louder. And then you could say on one level, your heart starts to break more, right? It's too much, I can't take it. You start saying to yourself, humanity isn't kind. I don't want to be around people. Everybody disappoints me. The world's out to get us. We're never going to be able to get through this. Kind of this like doom and gloom type of energy can start to be felt. And then it's like addictively consumed, right? There's this addictive quality in the doom and gloom. And the recommendation that I have is start pulling yourself back from either side, right? I really want to be in that pro side, the everything's great, I'm happy, blah, blah, blah. Or I really don't want to be in that doom and gloom. Start to pull yourself back a little bit and recognize that you're in all of it. And it's now it's about a choice on what you're focusing on, right? It's a choice on what you're going to focus on. And the bigger piece here for all of us right now is this experience of receptivity. So some people say like open your heart. And to be quite honest, I don't know what open your heart means. No idea. I also I'm not a big fan of like just send love to people. I don't even know what that means. Like I can conceptualize like, sure, I'm going to close my eyes and send love to them. But like, what am I actually doing? There's no actual embodiment of that. I'm not actually feeling that. So we've lived most of our lives in the mind, and it's logical, and we say things like, oh, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, or I'm sending love, or I'm opening my heart, whatever that is. It's logic. It's not an actual felt experience, right? Most of the time, not a true felt experience. And a true felt experience for me of open-heartedness is receptivity, being receptive, i.e. being open. And so when you are open to the world, there's like this raw expression, right? There's a raw expression of feeling. So you walk outside and you are open to what the world's going to show you. You're open to people. There's a compassion for how people are showing themselves, right? There is it's a receptivity. You're receiving. So you're not closed off. You're not resistant. You're not restrictive. It's a different state. It's a real different state. And I'm not saying that people don't live from their hearts. Sure, a lot of people do. But what I'm saying is living from your heart is very different when it's embodied than just the thinking process of it. It's a very different state, and it requires us to be vulnerable. It requires us to be open to life. It requires us to trust life. It requires us to know that we're safe in the world. It requires us to know that we can experience anything. When the heart is open, you know that you can experience anything, and you're safe. Safe just meaning that you can go through it. You can have all the emotions around it. You can have all the different thoughts that come in, but you're actually safe to be in whatever you're in because life isn't out to get you. It's not out to get you. Everything is designed to be embodied, which means felt. And anything that isn't experienced in the body is still a thought or a mental thing that's out there that we're aiming for. But the embodiment is what creates that kind of vibrational pulse out, which ripples out into the world and changes the world. Right? The mind is a loop. So you can say, how many times have you been in a relationship with someone, right? And they're like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, but you don't feel it. And so they can just tell you as many times as you want that they love you, but it's not felt, correct? You don't feel their love because it's a mind game. They're just telling you, my heart's open, my heart's open, my heart's open. I'm sending you love. I love you, I love you. It's all mind chatter. There's no felt experience of it. That's a lot of what toxic positivity is. Toxic positivity is just saying positive things, which is a loop in the mind, but it's not a felt sense, right, of that positive expression. And many times when you are actually embodying that which you are telling yourself, you don't need to say it. It doesn't need to necessarily come out. it is already expressed. It's expressed through your body. It's expressed through a smile. It's expressed through a how are you. It's expressed through just simple ways of expression, right? Again, like if you think about a relationship you've been in, how do you feel when you are being loved by someone? You feel it. You don't have to have them say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. It's a felt, embodied sense. And that's what's happening right now with this openness. You know, all of us are breaking open. So think about everything that we've gone through this past couple of years. It's created this sense of closing off, right? We're not safe. We've got to prepare. We've got to take care of ourselves. We're being lied to and manipulated by people. And like, it's a very closed off feeling. Life isn't good and safe for us. It has unconsciously created a way of being that is not our natural state. It's not how we are naturally designed to be as we move through this evolution. We're designed to be the opposite, which is, wow, all this crazy shit's happening. All these people are doing this crazy shit. You know, some of these systems are lying to me and manipulating me. And guess what? Can I open to this? Can I open myself to it? Can I step out into the world and choose to see kindness? Can I open out into the world and say to myself, people need other people. People need to be taken care of, and I need to be taken care of through others. That human interaction is the most profound and powerful, money system, that currency that we have. Best currency that we have is human to human interaction, and recognizing that when push comes to shove, most humans will show up for other humans, and starting to feel into that and starting to live like that instead of everybody's out to get me, people don't understand me, I have to hide from the world, I don't feel comfortable being in the world. We have to change that by opening ourselves up. We have to start to switch the lens of people are always going to hurt me. We have to turn that lens. And what starts to happen is if you can start to shift, just slowly shift that lens a little bit. I'm always being hurt by people. People are always disappointing me. That's a closed in, it's like your heart's closed. Totally makes sense. Our hearts have been hardened by what we've gone through. When there's a lot of corruption that we have seen, when your families have died and they didn't need to, when your friends have injuries and they don't need to, when you see mass manipulation and mind control, it's extremely difficult to say, all is well, everyone's kind, open my heart, especially when you've had the years that we've had in the past where people are coming at each other. And you have divisive companies and the social media that is trying to continue to erupt division. Was it an alien invasion? Was it not? Let's get people to argue about it, because at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. But if we can get people to argue about it, right, then that's the energy of division, and that will keep their hearts closed. You can choose any subject you want, and you will find some sort of story out there that has created a division around it, and that division is I'm right, you're wrong, and through that division, it's a closed heart. It's a closed heart system. The heart isn't open. So division will continue. Divide and manipulation will continue. People hurting people will continue. What it is that is being asked of us is openness and receptivity, and staying so deeply focused, right? Like the freaking lion right now, of how you want to see the world, how you want to see you, and where you're going. What is your soul calling you right now? Because whatever your soul is calling you into is where you're going to be of the highest impact for humanity. And the only reason you're here, which I've said so many times, is to impact humanity in a positive way, right? Yeah, if you need to hold boundaries, hold boundaries. Eventually what starts to happen, and this is just the path that humanity's on, is we have to stand in this battlefield, right? We have to stand in what's happening. When I was in Africa, my heart broke because I saw some things that weren't necessarily happening in Africa. They were happening in other countries with people. And it broke my heart. It was like, Jesus Christ, this is real. People are really going to war, and they are really battling, and they are in danger. And like this stuff is happening regardless of what side you're on, right? Your heart's going to break. Your heart's going to feel pain. All right, that's part of what we're here to be in. You can't not be in this pain. You can't positive think your way out of this pain, but what you can do is see that there is always more available, as well as the war, as well as the pain, as well as the manipulation. What else is available to also pay attention to and start choosing which one you're going to focus on, right? So for me, when I was in Africa and I was being shown these things around a war, what I did is my heart broke, but just absolutely, utterly broke. Even in this moment, when I think about this amazing young 20-something kid that was going off to war and was exhausted, and you could see in his face he didn't want to go. My heart broke, right? It was like, wow. We've been taught, at least in the United States, that there are stories that we need to hold around this, and that these people are good and these people are bad. Or they're doing this and they're doing that. And at the end of the day, when I was watching this amazing kid get ready to go back out, I thought, at the end of the day, we are all human. We are all doing the best we can. And none of us, deep down, other than that small percentage that is creating all of this, none of us really want to be in war or in pain or mean or angry or violent. Deep down, we don't. There's circumstances that have created it within people based on their trauma or where they live or what they grew up with or how they were programmed. But what's being asked of us is for us to go into a deeper state of compassion. That's an open-heartedness, the compassion. Not the choosing sides and this person's good, this person's bad. And this compassion will have a domino effect. Because what happens is that then you start looking out in the world and you start realizing, shit, people truly are doing the best that they can. You start realizing that somebody comes at you and they're mad at you, or they're yelling at you, or they're calling you names, or they're doing whatever they can, and you're literally saying, holy shit, they're in a lot of suffering. They are in a huge amount of suffering. Now, if you are doing this to yourself, quietly in your own room, in your own house, you will be unable to have compassion for others because you're doing it to you. So it always starts with you. If you have compassion for yourself, you're going to be able to have compassion for others. If you're able to see yourself doing things, saying things, being in certain ways, and you're not beating yourself up, you're understanding the why, which is, geez, Lori, you've lived a specific life that's created these patterns. You've had these certain people say these certain things to you, or you've believed certain things. Of course you're going to be this way. It's okay. It's not who you are. You're an incredible fucking human. You're a badass. You're so incredible. If I can say that to myself, then of course it's going to be easy for me to say it to other people and for me to hold it with other people. But I guarantee you, if you're trying to convince yourself that you have compassion for other people, but you don't have it for yourself, you won't be able to hold it for other people for very long. It'll be a very segregated way in which you're going to hold compassion, which means certain people can have compassion. You can have compassion for, but certain people you can't. And we're designed to be able to walk out into the world. This is what the open heart means. You step out into the world, in a world of chaos, in a world of darkness, in a world of greed, in a world of manipulation, in a world of anger, in a world of war. And you stand there and you look at it and you see it and you hold it and you feel it. Like you feel whatever it is you're feeling. All right? And then you say, the humanity is in suffering. This is what it looks like when humans have believed that they have to live in suffering. You see it through that lens. And guess what happens? Your heart opens. You know, it's like seeing a dog that's been beat up and it's been abused and neglected and it's hiding in a corner, and you go over to try to feed it or to try to help it and it wants to bite you. Do you get mad at that dog and say, what an angry dog? Why is that dog so angry and aggressive? No, you know that dog is just defending itself because it had a rough life. It's the same thing with humans. But we have such a judgmental part of us. And we've been deeply, deeply programmed to judge and to say this side is good or that side is good, or this is right and this is wrong on how people do things, because that keeps us in a disembodied state, and it keeps us out of our heart. It keeps us out of receptivity and openness, which is the most powerful and potent place a human can be. That is literally how we change the world, is through an open-hearted, receptive, compassionate place. That's it. And so if we continue to look at humans and this world like it's out to get us, and it's messed up and it's dark, and you know, we're being lied to over and over again. It's true, but you may want to start using a different lens, right? The reason that this small group of people continue to control us is because we are still in a disempowered state. We're still believing the lies. We're distracted. We're still not listening to the intuition. We're not turning off the noise. We're not saying to ourselves, I'm not going to listen to this anymore. And I'm talking about people that you love but are perpetuating the consciousness of fear. People that you love listening to but are perpetuating division, right? Like these small group of people are hoping that they can continue to control us through all the streams down. It's like how any corporation works, okay? Think of FedEx. There is, 12 people that are on the board of directors, and then the people own the board of directors, but let's not go there. Let's just strictly talk about this company called FedEx. There's a small 12-person board of directors that makes all the decisions, supposedly. We know that's not true, but let's just play in that realm, okay? And each person is in charge of, you know, a specific, just whatever it is. And there's like a drip down effect, right? There's the CEO of this part of the company. There's the operating manager of this part. I don't even know the words, but you know what I mean. And so this power drips down. This person tells them what to do, then that person tells them what to do, then that person tells them what to do, and blah, blah, blah. And as long as everybody does what they're told, these small group of people are running a business. They're in charge, right? Because everybody below them is doing what they're told. What's happening right now on the planet is we have to see that we are being told certain things. We're being told what to be afraid of and what to think about and what to fear. We're told that we need more knowledge because that's information and that's empowerment. We're told that we're told all these things. Right? And what we're not told, what we're not taught, and what isn't being perpetuated is compassion and kindness for the entire world. And that we actually need to flip the lens of how we're viewing the entire world. We need to let down our guards. We need to stop being so aggressive with what's happening on the planet and angry with what's happening on the planet. That anger needs to subside within us. And we need to understand that the way that we change this world, the way you change an organization inside, is if all the FedEx employees were like, you know, it doesn't feel right doing it like this anymore. What if I personally just started changing the way I was doing things in my little group, right? It's a small ripple down effect, but it's a small part, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So one person starts to just be a little bit different, and then it impacts the person next to them in their cubicle, and then it impacts the person next to their cubicle. And then the next thing you know, you've got a whole floor number 17 that's doing things just a tad bit differently. And then what happens is that when there is a directive that comes down from the boss, people look around and say, that doesn't feel right any longer. I don't think we're going to do that. And they don't do it. And then the next thing you know, it's just this slow ripple effect that starts with one person at a time, right? And that's how we change this world. It's based on you and how you are being. It's not based on all the information you're consuming. It's not based on whether you're on the right side or the bad side, if you are awake or unawake, if you're conscious or unconscious, if you're eating greens or not eating greens, if you're taking cold plunges or not taking cold plunges, if you are, doing all the stuff for your nervous system and all the stuff, that none of that matters. How are you treating the human outside your house? And how are you treating you? Right? It's only exhausting if it's not coming from an innate place. Lindsay, the reason it feels exhausting is because you're forcing yourself to push past how you actually feel. So there has to be an honoring of the anger. There has to be an honoring of the frustration. There has to be an honoring of what is, okay? So we're all going to have that frustration. We're all going to be angry. We're all going to be enraged. We're all going to be sad. We're all going to be, those are normal reactions on an energetic level to what you're standing in. And it's honored. It should be honored. There's a humility around that. Okay? And there's like levels to all of this process. But we don't want to just jump from anger and fuck this and I can't believe this to, I'm just going to move into love and light and open my heart and just love everyone. That's not going to happen, because what you're doing is the in-between is the roller coaster ride of, wow, I can kind of see that there's, I can kind of hold some compassion for people. No, I cannot. What the fuck? These people are crazy. I can't believe this. Well, maybe they are in a lot of trauma, and maybe it does require me to kind of come back into my own beingness and hold compassion, right? Nope, I can't. So there's this back and forth. That back and forth is the exhaustion, right? But eventually what happens is that the more and more that there is a choice around how you're seeing the world, you're allowing all the emotions to be felt, but you realize there's this greater perspective of humanity right now that's available, right? Then you start choosing to see the world through that. You start choosing to, it becomes easy. It's not exhausting anymore. It's really interesting, but that exhaustion gets to be there, and really honor that exhaustion, and like just honor wherever you're at. We have to honor wherever we're at on this path, but there will come a time where it will feel very easy, and compassion opens more and more, and you start realizing what a gift it is to be with humans, and what a gift it is to be with humanity, and what a gift it is to be on this planet. But you can't force yourself into it, and you definitely, I've been a huge advocate of you are not in charge of changing your frequency. Your body is naturally moving its frequency. It's a natural process. You're in charge of listening to your intuition, and you're in charge of listening to what feels right and what doesn't feel right. I feel like doing this, I feel like saying this, I feel like eating this. But the part of you that thinks that you're in charge is the little you that's always been in control, and that is not your highest potential. The highest potential is this much bigger version of you. Call it soul, call it spirit, call it consciousness. I don't care what you call it, but it's the bigger version of you that is leading you, and it is asking you to let go more and more of control, right? So the more that you think you need to change emotions or change your thoughts in order for you to experience or receive whatever it is that you want to experience and receive in the world, that is still the little you that thinks it's in control. And that's the little you that is still deeply, deeply programmed, because you are designed as an energetic being in a human body to be able to stand in a quantum field. If you understand the quantum field, People don't understand the quantum field. If you understood the quantum field, you wouldn't get rid of any emotion, because you can't get rid of emotion. If you understood the quantum field, you wouldn't try to judge or get rid of thoughts. You would just realize, here comes another thought. Let me see what I want to choose as well, instead of, on top of. You are in a field, a bubble of every possible emotion that could possibly be experienced in every single now moment. Every moment. You can't go anywhere and hide from any emotion. You can't go anywhere and hide from any thought. Every thought that you've ever had is a thought that's been out there that billions of humans have had. Right? Thought and emotion are designed to just move because it's energy, and you're standing in a field that is all energetic. So this idea that I'm in a room and I'm going to be in charge of choosing what emotions I feel is exhausting. It will keep you in a state of exhaustion and fight against life. So you will always be fighting against life, and you will always be resisting life as if you need to stay in charge. The moment you start realizing, holy fuck, I don't have to change an emotion in order for me to be in higher expressive states of frequency. Why? Because I'm not an emotion, and an emotion is just moving through me. Whoa, hold on a second. What? Yeah, your whole world changes. That's how we're designed to live. If you realize that a limiting thought is simply a thought, which is an energy that got stuck in a loop inside your head, like a bike wheel, and it's just looping because you have grabbed it and believed it for so long. And once you start realizing that, you're like, damn, I am going to bow to this limiting belief. It is so profoundly powerful. It has kept me in this loop, but it is designed to just move. Every thought is designed to pop in, shoot. Every emotion, pop in, boom. Every emotion that's stuck in your body, pop out, move through. That's it. That's how the quantum field works. And every single teaching that teaches you that you have to change these things is still talking to you as if you believe that you are an emotion or you are a thought. And that is not true. When you remember you're not an emotion or you're not a thought, then there is nothing to change. You truly become quantum. You become the quantum human. You become energetic. It's like mind-blowing to me because it's still keeping humanity in states of suffering. Anytime that you are still trying to really control, hi Kenya, anytime you're trying to really control something because you want the outcome to be a certain way, you are in suffering, my friend. You're in suffering. So if there's anything that I can share or to take with you, I don't know, from this live that I've been doing, there's all kinds of gems, so go back, but pay attention that you're standing in a quantum field, which is a big, huge, energetic bubble. And it is impossible for you to not feel whatever emotion is moving past you in that moment that you may feel or you may not feel. So here's two people, and all of a sudden 2 people are walking down the road, and there's every single emotion that you could possibly think about in their field, because it's the quantum field. So anything's available, anything's possible. One person is starting to feel aspects of calm, right? And one person is starting to feel aspects of stress or anxiety because they're thinking about something or they're grabbing their thoughts. And this person is feeling more of a calm energy because they're used to trusting life more, right? But calm is available at any moment. That anxiousness is available at any moment. That stress feeling in the body is available at any moment. It's just a matter of what you are, how you are choosing to see the world. How are you choosing to see the world? Wow, I'm an energetic being walking through a quantum field. Anything's available. What am I grabbing and pulling into my space as absolute? Oh, I'm stressed. I'm anxious. This is me. I have to figure out how to get rid of this. No, it's the same thing as when I was super, super depressed a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I knew I was in a bubble of real heavy, dark experience that you would call depression. You would label it depression. And in that moment, I knew that I had a choice. It wasn't a choice of getting rid of the depression, because I didn't know how to do that. I'm not stupid. I know that energy's moving. And if energy is always moving, all I have to do is keep moving forward, letting the energy just do what it's going to do. So instead of me sitting here like, how do I get rid of depression? How do I get rid of depression? How do I get rid of depression? I need to get rid of this. I need to get rid of this. No. The more you do that, the more you anchor that which you don't want in your field. What you do is you just get up and take the next action. You stop trying to focus on that emotion. You stop trying to do anything with it. You don't ignore it or deny it. Emotion just is. It's just moving. That depression was just there. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stay focused on this depression. I'm going to get my ass out of bed and I'm going to start moving. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to go to yoga. I'm going to move through it. You move through what you're in. The more you try to get rid of anything you're feeling, the more you will, whether you get rid of it or not, doesn't matter. Because that means that you are constantly in a state of fight or flight against the world, and that you are living in the illusion that you're in control and that you are choosing the emotions that come in and out. You will be in a massive, exhaustive state of fighting against and resisting life unless it shows you how you want to be in it. And the best and easiest way that we are designed to be in this life is just in it. We're just in life. We're not afraid. We're not hiding from. We're not denying. We're not ignoring. You're just allowing life to show you what's next, disguised as an emotion or a behavior or a thought. And if you know that you're none of it and you've got something looping, you start saying to yourself, that's looping, that thought of unworthiness is looping. And then you're the fucking lion and you say, I know I'm none of this. Where am I going in life? You start to become this lion energy, which knows who he or she is. This magnificent consciousness and awareness that is so badass that it chose consciously to come into a physical body and experience a world that is an illusion, which means that everything is energetic and you will not see it. You're not going to see the little emotions floating. You're not going to see the thoughts floating. You're not going to see the heavy manipulative energies floating. You're not going to see this amazing person on YouTube manipulating the shit out of you and lying to you. You're not going to see all that, right? It's all a felt sense of who am I? What do I want in this world? Where am I going? Where do I give my power over to? Who am I giving my power to? Where am I giving my power to? Why am I giving my power to that? Any state of victimhood is giving your power over to the world. And nobody deserves your power but you. Nobody knows where you're going but you. And you are powerful enough to stand in this freaking world and feel anything. You can feel anything. You can have any freaking limiting thought. It doesn't matter. You can have any behavior in front of you that you do. The more you start to open up to who you actually are, that you aren't any of this, and that there will be more and more suggestive conversations and information and shows and podcasts and all of that will try to convince you that you don't have the power within you to throw all of this suggestive stuff out of the way, and you stand in your full potential. You stand in your full potential. This doesn't mean that you don't have grief. This doesn't mean that you don't have heartache. This doesn't mean that you don't, that life doesn't throw you curveballs. It doesn't mean that you don't have you don't lose your job, or you don't lose your, these things are going to happen in this world, but everything is happening to realign you back into this energy. Everything. All of it. That's why we need each other right now. We need each other. We need to receive from people. And we need to give to people. That's what we need. Give more love, give more compassion, give more kindness, and receive more love, receive more compassion, receive more kindness. That's how we change the world. Be very conscious of what you're consuming. Very conscious of what you're consuming. This is the year where you get so much. This is the year you get so much. Oh, you're going to start to realize, if you already haven't, like just how fucking epic this world is. Like just how incredible life is. And how incredible humans are. And all of these ways that we get caught up in the mundane details. Man, it doesn't matter. The details don't matter. Life is gifting you every day. Life's gifting you every single freaking day. And it's a matter of how you're going to see it. And really, more than anything, what you're consuming. And if you're hardly able to consume anything, that's a good sign. We need to turn down the noise, the distractions, you know. It's a lot. It's going to get louder. Okay, I got these really cool cards. I'm going to pull a card for us. I think this is so somebody from my community sent me these cards. It's from Kelly Kolodny. But I got them yesterday, and I wanna pull a card for us. Keep growing your following. People want to hear from you, Tom. People need to hear from you. They need to hear from you. Also, if you guys want to join me for Align 6.0, it starts on Tuesday. It's 21 days where you and I sit together every single day for 21 days. And this is going to be a profound one because I'm going to take us into our bodies and experience our soul. It's what happened to me in Africa, and I am fucking determined to get all of us to embody soul over and 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 over again. So Align 6.0 starts Tuesday. Join us. Okay, what card? Okay. Yay! I'm so happy you joined. Okay. What's the card for all of us that are watching this live and on the replay? Gift us with this message. Oh, yay! Okay, it's celebration. Find your joy. Celebration. Find your joy. Focus on the joy. Focus on kindness. Focus on compassion. Switch the fucking the lens you're using and the stories you've been telling yourself. No one's gonna do it but you. Celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on. Okay, celebration. Find your joy. If you guys are just now joining, we just picked a card for the Okay, so let's see. It's a reminder, a tender reminder to rejoice in the gift of life. This is where angels and beings of light gather to greet you in the luminous hall of mirrors amidst flickering candlelight and adorned in gowns and crowns. The card represents a time of great initiation, beckoning you to acknowledge and honor all you have achieved in this lifetime. Surround yourself with family and friends, embracing celebration and cheer. Welcome playfulness and abundance into your life through childlike innocence. This is the energy of 2024. You can read all the energy updates. You can listen to all the people saying, oh my God, it's going to be crazy. It's going to get crazy out here, right? It's all sensationalism. Life is extraordinarily ordinary. But my God, you can get a lot of likes and a lot of followers by just like sensationalizing everything. Come back to simple joy, right? To adorning the fact that you have lived the life you've lived. Playfulness, abundance, childlike innocence. Embrace that. As the flowers bloom and butterflies emerge from the chrysalis, immerse yourself in the energy of transformation, enjoyment, and playfulness. You have worked tirelessly to reach this stage, and it is crucial to recognize and celebrate your accomplishments. When encountering this card, avoid minimizing your achievements or rushing on to the next endeavor without savoring the moment. Embrace the spotlight. Allow yourself to be honored, whether through a graduation, a milestone event, an emotional breakthrough, or a physical healing. Celebrate and anchor in these triumphs, signaling to the universe that you recognize and appreciate them. To further enhance the joyous energy of this card, surround yourself with beauty and playfulness. Adorn your environment with vibrant flowers, uplifting music, delightful foods. Infuse your daily life with value and importance, honoring your inner and outer selves. Let the exterior beauty of life reflect the inner radiance of your spirit as you celebrate the wondrous journey you are on. If this couldn't be more true, in my opinion, of what we need to focus on, truly honoring who you are and everything you've gone through, especially these last 3.5, 4 years. Honoring that life is here to gift you. Life is here to gift you. Remembering that there is joy and playfulness and beauty and love and kindness and compassion no matter what else is happening on this planet. And that you deserve it. And that most of your life, perhaps, if your life was like mine, you have been told and shown the opposite. And this beautiful lion energy that I am so adamant about sharing every single day is the part of you that knows that you deserve peace, that you deserve calm, you deserve joy, you deserve abundance, you deserve love, you deserve kindness, you deserve it because it is you, it is part of being on this planet, it is the next leveling up. So honor what you've been through, celebrate what you've been through, and then pick up your big girl, big boy pants. Embody this energy. Get the freak out there and live life. Not by how anybody else wants you to, or all the sensationalism that is in the news, all the bullshit stories that are going to distract you from the true joy of life. And then you can start gifting people you and start changing the world through you. Okay, I love you guys. That was so fun. So much fun. Oh, also, I'll do a live later, I guess, to talk about this, I don't know, I'll just talk about it. But Damian Wynn and I are doing a free live guided meditation tomorrow on YouTube. Monday the 15th at 10 a.m. California time. Monday, 10 a.m. California time. On my YouTube channel, Damian Wynn and I are doing a free meditation. So I'll post more about it somewhere, I don't know. But if you're free, join us. It's going to be really, really powerful. The energies coming up right now are really, really, really life-altering and transformational. And not the Schumann resonance, and not solar flares, and not portals. It's something much more profound and magical than that. So join us. And Yeah, I may go on later tonight and do a live again and talk a little bit more about it. Tomorrow, Monday the 15th, 10 a.m. California time, on my YouTube channel is a free live meditation that Damian Wynn and I are doing. Cheers to 2024. Go be the badass that you are. Celebrate life. It will be saved, yeah. I love you guys. Be the lion. Mwah.